This area is what is known as a ceremonial stone landscape. It's in a mountain gully. There's small mountain streams running all over the place, and the landscape itself is quite rocky. There is stonework in the middle of it, as you can see right there. But first, give you a better idea of the landscape it's in. For starters, it's this natural feature right here that is kind of like a half circle of bedrock, and it overlooks this whole area. But let's step back, get a better view. That is a very unique feature. But coming down this way, you can see the landscape, all this stonework that I believe is part of a Native American ceremonial stone landscape. To begin with, this stream runs through and under and beside the stone wall. But as you can see, the stream runs right through it. And there's some more stonework going up the mountainside over on that side, and it comes down to a point where you're gonna walk down towards. And here you have a natural spring right next to the wall. That is the spring head right there coming out of the wall, which for ceremonial stone landscapes fits very well, because that is a place where the underworld meets our world and is a connection of two worlds. So the spring rises up and the water flows down. As you can see, there's some interesting features within the wall, such as boulders like that right there. As we go down, there'll be more. And here's a very common feature: a center stone that is encircled with more stones. There's actually a really good example of that further down. Some more bedrock right there. And here's another interesting feature, kind of like a lintel stone that holds all those stones above. It's pretty interesting. You see a lot of this in possible ceremonial stone landscapes, is these little windows in the walls themselves. Some more bedrock within the walled area right there. I'll give you another insight into the area that is walled off. As you can see, it's just boulders and running water. You can see over time, that little stream has washed away the embankment here, and the wall sits high above it. Here's some more very long stones incorporated with the wall. And again, they kind of have windows through them, as you can see right there. Kind of similar to the stone above. And the wall comes to a point right here and continues up this side. Here's a good example of a stone that is encircled by more stonework right there. Good size boulder, just completely encircled by more stones. Stream from above kind of cuts across and comes down through the wall once again. See, the water just flows right under the wall itself. Here's some more bedrock, this time with stonework on top of it. From that little stream, the wall continues up on top of bedrock. There's a little gap between here and there. Not sure what happened. Maybe they never continued. But again, if this was a farm, that would probably be walled off to keep animals from jumping down. And this bedrock flows down to another little window, and then it just continues up the mountainside. Down there is the little stream that cuts through the wall with a little gap on top of the bedrock, and it comes right up this mountainside. Whew, this wall just keeps going. Pretty common too, standing stone. That one's oddly square, right in front of the wall. Some more windows in the wall. That's a unique construction right there. Quartz right there. Kind of has a reptile head shape. You can see with the nose right there. Very common, once again. And it keeps going up. At this point, I don't see farmers taking the time to make a wall on this kind of slope. This is the kind of slope you would see at a ski resort in a gladed run, not for a farm field. See right here, another stone that seems to be encircled with more stonework and more windows within the wall. Oh, and it bends. As you can see, coming up the steep slope, the wall bends this way. Now, this kind of looks like it would have been farmland. I'm curious where this wall ends. Oh, it just keeps going. I'm not really sure how much further that wall goes because on a LiDAR map, this wall is not visible. Probably because of the area it's in and the slope it's on. It's hard to see with the LiDAR, well, with the available LiDAR that's free to the public. We got a little road right here. The wall that bends and keeps continuing is over in that direction. Follow the road to a game path that led down to that right game path down there. And while walking down there, saw the bedrock up here, and connected to that bedrock, to that boulder, is another stone wall. Not sure where this one ends up, So just gonna follow it down and see which wall it is. Once again, this is terrain that would be bladed trails for skiing, not farm fields. This wall goes right down this steep slope. This is kind of something you see once in a while, kind of a pointing stone. And that's pointing down the slope, and that's kind of towards the direction where started the video, is down in that wetland area where the walls meet at a point. And that seems to be pointing in that direction. This is the landscape the wall's in. You see bedrock over there, very steep. This camera probably does not do the steepness justice, but I can tell you, it's steep. Looking back up to where it runs up, as you get towards the bottom, a lot of barbed wire, and the barbed wire has grown into that large tree right there. So apparently it was farmland, but I don't see farmers taking the time to create this wall because it's a workout just moving around the landscape. Just like the first 50 villages of the New World were on deserted Indian villages or towns. It's because when the Pilgrims first landed here, the Native Americans had a population collapse due to death from disease. Upwards to 95% of the Native Americans died off, allowing what the Europeans called a virgin landscape. They came in and took over, and they took over what was previously here. There were farm fields, there were stone walls, there were road systems, because people had been here for thousands of years. And trying to erase that whole history of thousands of years of people altering the landscape and making it work for them, and to say that all this was done in a short time period by the colonial settlers is just absurd. Like, this is too much work. It doesn't make sense for farm work, and I think it's injustice really, because this should be recognized as what it is. Not colonial work, but work of the people that were here before, the indigenous people of North America. This is where this wall leads down to the point where we began. I'll show you where this one ends. Some odd stonework over there. That bedrock over there has some stonework. Show you that on the way out. The wall continues up this way. And just kind of tapers away into the landscape. You can see right there, it just kind of tapers out to nothing. Now, this could have been a dam at one time. You see that small stream that runs through the wall further down. This is the area where it begins. And it looks like that stone wall could have been a dam blocking it up. As you can see, it's been washed away over time. Next to bedrock over on that side. Here's some peculiar stonework sitting on bedrock. Going back down into the gully. yeah, that was kind of a tour of this whole area that, in my opinion, deserves to be investigated for a potential ceremonial stone landscape because of the landscape it's in. It just doesn't make much sense why they would create a wall that goes down and pins in all this.